Testing. Hi, Mac. OBS, I swear to God. Mac, captions, please. There we go. Hi, Tick. We'll see how lucky I get with the captions cooperating with what I want to do. Mark is not the same, but I give a lot of credit to the Scream Closed captioning system. I understand that they are using open source software where we can't even go in and customize shit. Is what it is. Bigfoot, I know. Things are cooperating. Yay! Okay. Now I get to play with audio and my own voice. How is this for audio balance? Or should it still be quieter? Because I know the game itself is a little jaunty. Not in a bad way, just noticeably jaunty. I literally adjusted this already. I have to adjust it every time. Fine. Okay. That's fine. Alright. It looks like my audio is peaking higher than what it should be, but that's always fun. Apparently! Hi, Jack Lorraine! Apparently! I don't know a ton about it yet, so all I've heard is from one person is it was funny, and, well, that was Tick 2 seconds ago, but even beyond that, just it's a good time, trust me, was the main pitch that I got, and I was like, alright. Hi, Anna! Alright, I think that should all be set. If for some reason the audio sounds messy, let me know. I think it's at least kind of balanced, so we'll find out. I can't remember if I said hi, Anna, so I'm saying it again just in case, because my brain is a little... It's a little messy right now. Bigfoot, my cat, is having a rough day because... Yeah, you have a bit of diarrhea, and the vet said you either had to have some... Yeah, you're not happy with me right now, and that's fair. He either has to have yogurt, so I gave him some of that, but if that doesn't work, he doesn't get any food for a day, and he's gonna be real mad at me if that happens. Yeah. You'll be really distraught. I know, your whole life is food, Mr. Bigfoot. I get it. But, buddy, you're not feeling good. So, we're trying yogurt and stuff tonight, and the vet said if he, still doesn't feel good, tomorrow he doesn't get to eat for 24 hours. And you're gonna be an absolute menace about that. Yeah, you. So, can you be some good baby hours for right now, please? Can you think about it? We'll see how lucky he gets, but yeah, that's... So I know very little about it. I know it's investigator, but puns, and that's kind of what I got. Hi, Ko! Oh, we can't do anything yet. I just have to click. No company, please. Thank you. Valid. What else can I... This must be a little, foot? Okay, that tells me nothing, though. No habla inglés, no habla español, no hablas at all, not even one hablo? Okay, buddy. Hey, I'm trying to lay low here. Maybe can you move on? Please? There's nothing else I can interact with, little alligator Pat. Okay, you got me. I'll come clean. I'm sorry for being so rude before. I'm just a little on edge. Normally I wouldn't tell anyone this, but you've got such soulful eyes I can totally see the entirety of, so I feel safe with you, stranger. I don't even know what that means, but okay. You see, usually I love coming to Johnny's on my birthday like this. Staying in the hotel, floating in the pool, eating 2 bagels at the continental breakfast, eating 2 soaps in the complimentary bath basket. Of course. But this year, I've got a problem. A real problem. A real big uh-oh problem. The thing is, I'm pretty sure the family is finally trying to rub me out for squealing. I didn't mean to squeal, honest. I just see a pair of earnest eyes and the secrets just start flowing out of my snoot. Buddy, that's how you get your ass beat. That's not good. That's not a good choice, honey. See, I'm doing it right now. Oh, cheese and crackers, what am I going to do? I don't want to be rubbed out. Tawny even told me I have to meet him upstairs at 8 sharp for the event. They think I don't know, but I heard them talking to Big Mama on the phone. The whole family is gonna come to really show me how it's done. What am I going to do? I don't want to sleep with the fishes. I have a shellfish allergy and my asthma acts up when I get too waterlogged. Wait a sec. You're interested in me, right? You want to sit with me for breakfast and everything. Do you think you could help me? If this was not a game setting... I'm gonna be real, a lot of the time I like helping people, but this seems like I don't want to get involved with somebody who potentially has narc tendencies. That's just too dangerous. Since we're such great pals, you could go out and talk to my family all around Alligator, New York City. Find out information about the event and report back to me. Yes, this is a great idea. That's fair, Ko. You'd be like, yes, give me the gossip. I mean, to be fair, the gossip aspect of it is fun. I just don't want to get murdered. Together, maybe we can collect enough info to save me. You want to save me, right? Right? Sure. Great, I'll text you if I need any help. How about you go out there and start? Do you have a watch? Oh, good. Ah, you do. Great. I'll text a little before 10 a.m. since it can take 15 minutes or so to get back here on the trolley. So make sure to check your watch a bunch. If you happen to get stuck doing some weird game-like activities while investigating, it could take time. Time I don't have, because I'm going to have a murder done on me. That's okay. I'm okay. Think of the beach, Pat. Remember what Dr. Dupplesnoot told you. Anyways, thank you so much for helping out an alligator like me. I really feel better just looking at your super kind and invisible face. And be careful out there. The last thing we need is 2 people sleeping with the fishes. We need to find a double bed. In this economy? See you later, friend. Stay safe. You too, honey. I don't know what's going on with this individual's energy, but I do like it. Hello, esteemed guest. If you're looking to leave the restaurant, you'll have to use the exit arrow up there in the corner of the screen. Thank you, bub. We provide all our patrons with an exit arrow and complimentary pillow mints. Feel free to use both outside of our fine establishment to exit and munch as you wish. Just don't mix the two up since that arrow is vintage and known to contain harmful materials such as lead paint, asbestos, and a combination of rat poisons and cilantro. Please feel free to visit us again here at John Johnny's and have a Johnny of a day. I don't know what a Johnny of a day is, but thank you. Alright. I know how to leave. Just very vibe. Very vibey. Brodega. This week, click and drag up and down. There needs to be a drag show called just Click and Drag now. That's what I've decided. Hey, bub, you got a minute? Or perhaps 3 minutes? I ain't above asking for 5. I saw you walking out of John Johnny's over there, and I says to myself, Mickey, you gotta talk to that mysterious stranger. A vision in pinstripes, they is. Thank you for the gender affirmation, Slick Mickey. I appreciate that. I ain't trying to fluff you up or nothing, but you look like an alligator of exceptional taste, as well as one who might like to dabble in high-stakes games of chance and intrigue, if you feel me. Well, no, don't actually feel me. I got a skin condition. They call me Slick for a reason, and according to my doc, it ain't gone away unless I start using that topical cream at night. Mickey, that sounds like a very solvable problem. But I ain't gotta listen to some jabroni with a smart certificate, you know what I'm saying? No, actually, for once, no. If you have the money to afford a doctor and medication that can help the thing that you don't personally like about your body, then you can do that. Like, if you don't want to treat it and you want to be slick forever, that's your choice? But, buddy, all my smarts come from the street, which is also where I got this skin condition, and my impolite lower back tattoo. Both. All I'm saying is both, Mickey. All I'm saying is balance the two of them together. Whom? The name's Mickey, but everyone calls me the old king of the cards. Well, that one guy did before he yelled at a fence to stop stealing his email passwords. Then his pants fell down. Then he fell down. Into an open manhole! But I have it on good authority from the paramedics that he only called 3 or 5 other people that, so bada bing. The old car king at your service. Oh! Do you know Pat? Are you talking about Pat the alligator? Yeah, I know that dude pretty well. He's my second cousin. One time when we was kids, us guys got locked out of CCD after recess and missed juice and cookie time. We only had one granola bar between us and good old Pat gave me the bigger half. I'll always remember that. No, I ain't crying. I just spit in my own eyes as a display of my street toughness. Okay, enough of that, please. Please no spitting. Oh, you know about the event, eh? Well, looky here, bub, it's a real secret affair, you dig? Ain't nobody supposed to be going and telling Pat about it. My lips are sealed, just like they're sealed when I wake up after a night of nose-only breathing. And that is the life that I always want. If I can have nose-only breathing for the rest of my life, I would be content. Unironically. Next. Maybe though, just maybe. If you play a little game with Mickey here, my lips might loosen up. You think you can keep an eye on this flurry of fingies and find the queen? 3 card Mickey. Stay on your guard and keep an eye on the cards. Alright. I assume Mickey is going to try to mess with us. Mickey's running a street scam. Keep an eye on the queen and pick the correct card to foil his plans. Alright. I don't expect this to be fully simple, though. There's gotta be some weird thing that sucks. Alright, get your peepers peeled, because these hands are about to become a hurricane. See here? Keep your eyes on the lady. Where's she gonna go? Where's she gonna go? You sweet idiot. I love you so much. Hello? Well, I guess we'll never know who won. Who knows which way the wind blows or some junk. Buddy, you just... okay. Hi, Gunsword! Boo. Thank you. He didn't need to eat the Ogimakwe. Alright. A family member badge? Oh, geez. Anyway, about the event. It sure is snowing by me, Gunsword, but not bad snowing, very light snowing. So for me, that's good. But I know that people who don't live in colder areas are probably like, why is there snow? Anyways, about the event. Well, you ain't heard it from me, but I hear it's gonna be a real affair to remember. The whole family's been talking about it for months. Pat's really gonna get it, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, thanks for playing. Let me know if you need any of my city smarts while you're out there, rookie. Try not to lick any trolley handrails if you can help it. Listen to your doctor! Those dermatology copies are a real kick in the alligator pants. You feel me? Oh. That's fair, like, for me, I am very much at peace with the fact that it's snowing, as long as it's not icing. That's kind of where I'm at. If it's icing, then I'm more concerned. If we're just having snow, I'm fine with that. Yes, so use the medicine you get from your dermatology copay, honey. You sweet, ridiculous child. The trolley ain't here yet, so I don't check out the arcade. Mickey got banned for his slick fingers gumming up the machines and causing an epidermis epidemic. Don't spread transmittable things. Use your cream. But that mean you gotta suffer the same fate. Oh. That's not particularly promising to me. Can I click on anything else? Is there anything else I'm allowed to do? I didn't realize that the screen would be up and down movement. That's interesting. Hello? Is this by chance your first time in Alligator, New York City? I mean, in the city, not, Alligator, Long Island or something. It is. Who is this? I thought so. Oh, you don't know me? Sorry if that's weird, I just thought you'd like... I could text you some tips. The city's really big and colorful and has a lot of colorful secrets that I wouldn't want you to miss on your first visit. Is it okay if I help you out from time to time? Sure. Great. I'll be sure to text you again soon. Don't forget to enjoy yourself. Okay. I do like that we have a flip phone. That does make me feel better about life. Street. Kiter. Vampire Punter D. And of course, everyone's favorite, Train. Hey there, you up for a real challenge? I haven't seen you here before, stranger. Alligator, New York City is a big place, but we tend to have regulars, you know? Like Rocco and Bonnie over there. Those two are here every day, but... I'd remember such a visible face as yours. Ah, look at me being a real jerk. I don't mean to be giving you a hard time or nothing. I've just been a little frazzled since last night. I had a dream that I was a skee ball and some sticky-fingered kid kept throwing me into the 10-point hole. Go for the 50, dingus, I tried to yell, but being a ball and all, the ding-dong couldn't hear me. I woke up in a cold sweat in my kitchen, systemically throwing individual oranges from the window into my neighbor's terrarium. The vitamin C would have helped me shake it off, but all I had for breakfast was black coffee and a half can of leftover candy cigarettes. That's a choice. The name's Joni, or Bologna if you're my 4th grade bully come back to fight me. You good, honey? You're not, right? Sam? Anyway, I work here at Adelaide's Arcade, sweeping floors and keeping all the games running smooth as the babies fall me behind. I used to work as a greaser in a shop downtown, but I left to be closer to my gaming hobby. They let me keep the leather jacket, though. And the company hairstyle. Alright, do you know Pat? Pat's my cousin, and also the most genuine doof I know, so you better be nice to him, you hear? I wouldn't want to have to pop you one. I'm told I've got a mean left hook. And a moderately insulting right hook. And a kick that could benefit from some anger management courses. I tried to sign up for some calming hot yoga at the YACA, but it didn't go over well. You ever get kicked by your own leg? It ain't great, bud. It ain't great. Alright. The event. Look, I know you're here spying for Pat or whatever reason, and that's fine, but I can't tell you family secrets, you feel me? To give up info that hot, you'd have to really impress me. So, what do you think? Can you roll the ball, old-timer? I'm talking pinball. Old Pinny B, as I like to call it, against the advice of both my friends, family, and the supportive therapist I see on Thursdays. This feels targeted. This feels targeted. Just a little targeted. I got the highest score on Lizard Wizards here 8 months running, but I'm always looking for a real pinhead to pit my skills against. I also just... my therapist I see every other Thursday, so this just feels like they somehow knew my secrets. So what do you say? Care to take on a pinball lizard like me? I didn't mean to make a joke. I take this very seriously. I mean, give it a shot. Click the plunger to launch the pinball. When the ball is in play, control the flippers by clicking R and L or use left and right on your keyboards. Beat 5,000 points to earn Joni's respect. This is already significantly easier than using an actual pinball machine, thankfully. Well, I'm sure we'll see if I actually get the respect or just weird shame. Now, alligators aren't lizards, technically. Cobra I would never be in pinball because I hate the pinball deeply. Aw, where's my other catchphrase? And darkness will prevail. Well, that was just me hitting the wrong button. Well, did I do find enough? I'll take it. This was not good. I do need to earn people's respect, though. Hey, it's been a long time since I've seen moves like that in front of Lizard Wizards here. I really hope not, because that was really bad, but thank you, Joni. You had that ball hitting all the dots and woos it so fast I could barely keep up. It's been a real honor to hang with another student of the pinball arts. About the event, now this might just be a rumor, but word on the street is there's going to be some sick games there. Not pinball per se, but you know, you can take what you take what you can get. Anyway, that's all I can really say. I better get back on the grind, trying to beat my last high score. Thanks for showing me your supple wrist, Pinhead. Catch you later. Anything else I can talk to back here? Hey, up there, long arms, you got a sec? Nice suit. What's a fancy reptile like you doing at the back of the arcade? I know what you're after. That's right, I've got you pegged just by looking at you. You want cold, hard, plush. Well, you found the right alligator, and I've got a job that'll pay for both of our retirements and poorly made stuffies. You might see a humble claw machine, but this is a vault, and we're gonna break in. We can't just walk in. No, there's countermeasures. Sometimes Norma the security guard comes by and says I'm not allowed to put my claw chair into the aisle. Without the boost, I'm not tall enough to work the claw. She says it's a fire hazard, but most of the machines in here are. That's probably true. I would be willing to bet that this entire building is a bit of a fire hazard. You see behind here? That's one ailing power strip juicing up every one of these babies. They have one power strip running this entire building full of arcade machines. That is incredibly stressful. That is incredibly stressful. Some of the Game Boy games had some really cool, like, pinball options, and I deeply appreciated that, because it really did feel cool. But why are they using a single power strip? The amount of, like, now, this whole building is an entire fire hazard. I am deeply stressed. One wrong move in pinball, and boom! This place lights up like my chemistry teacher's hair when I turn that Bunsen burner too high. You're a baby, and I love you. I'm glad you're aware this is a fire hazard, at least. Who are you, though, sweetheart? Me? I'm known around these parts as Sweet Geraldine, criminal mastermind of the claw machine. You haven't heard of me? Honestly, I'm not surprised. I leave no fingerprints, and Johnny Law doesn't have a clue. Or Johnny Boyer from my geography class. At least that's what he said when I asked him to the spring fling. Oh, honey. Pat is a patsy, but not my patsy, that's for sure. He's related to some of my dad's friends. One time, at Dad's show, Pat pulled the fire alarm because he thought someone was trying to set him on fire. Turns out he just had a warm piece of pizza in his pocket. No one could find him for almost an hour until the firefighters pulled him out of the concert hall's crawl space. I am deeply worried for Pat. He was covered in spiders and had eaten the pizza, but was otherwise unharmed. Physically, anyway. I know, all claw machines are rigged. All of them are rigged. This child, I believe in her. That guy's pretty weird. What do you know about the event? I'd love to tell you about the event. I really would. But this is our first time on the job together. Mac, you haven't earned my unbridled trust. Okay. Maybe we could come to a mutually beneficial arrangement? The claw machine. It's a two-man operation. I need someone who's not going to rat me out for additional prizes when plush comes to shove. You feel me? What do you say, old-timer? One less claw machine score? The big one? Of course I will help this child rip off a claw machine. Of course. Of course I will. Follow Sweet Geraldine's instructions to get the perfect claw machine prize. Click left and right to control the crane, and when you're ready, click the center button. Well, hope we don't mess this up too much. Here's the big quesadilla, the mother load. Inside this vault is a treasure trove of prizes. I've had my eye on a couple choice goods, but I need an accomplice with nerves of steel and hands of steel. A tall patsy like you can push the buttons and see the prizes. So what do you say? Let's get some cute loots for our cute snoots. First, you should warm up your tricky digits. Grab me any prize that catches your eye. Go on, old-timer. Show me what you got. You are a precious child, and I want everything in your life to go well. Oh, okay. I heard a prize. Let's check the slot. The Ohemon anime is a bazillion years old, and only weird grown-ups remember it. I bet you only get the reference of it being here at all if you were totally an old person. This is Doraemon, isn't it? Well, it's not like kids haven't called me old multiple times before. I can survive this. You've got some chops, I respect that. But now, the real job begins. How will you react when the pressure's on? This time, you follow my lead. There's a particularly good crystal in there. Can you claw it up for me? Let's see if it actually planned it well. Oh, there is a slight shake to the claw machine. You got one! What is it? I'm still into these, even though the anime era of my youthful faces has already way overtaken crystal and horse girl stuff. She's such a sweetheart. You're really good at this. But it's finally time for the big score. I can see it in your eyes. You're ready to get the ultimate prize. Get me the doll from the best, most awesome video game franchise of all time, Final Friend City. He's the dreamy one with the spiky hair. This is it. The big one. I'm guessing it's this guy? I need to eventually play more Final Fantasy so I remember who people are, but potentially this is an individual that's meant to represent something, but we'll find out. Did you get it? The ultimate prize? Oh, MG? I can't believe you got the dreamiest anime Game Boy from Final Fantasy, Claude Stripes. Okay, so that's Cloud. Got it. I barely know Final Fantasy, but I'm assuming what the parallel is. Claude, his hair is almost as prickly as his social interactions with women. This is exactly what I wanted. Thank you so much for helping me. I can't believe it. The big score. And thanks to you, we had a clean getaway. I'll tell you what you need to know. The event is a secret. I'm a gator, not a rat. I respect you, honestly, for that. I respect you. That's right, a classic double cross. That's the calling card of Sweet Geraldine, master criminal. Oh, I hope you do more crimes. Good for you, sweetheart. Why do we always gotta come here? This place is a dump. You didn't have to come, Rocco. No way. The only thing worse than being in a dump is not being invited to the dump to begin with. Like you're too trashy for the other trash, which is unnervingly close to an entry from my dream journal last week. Take the shot, Rocco. Hold your horses, Bonnie. I'm lining up my stick. You gotta be delicate with these things. Oh, I've been holding my horses. I've been cradling my horses. I've enveloped my horses in the safety of a tender, meaningful embrace all night waiting for you to take the shot, Rocco. How come you never hold me like that, Bon? There's one more person. Or gator. My mom was always on my case, like, Artie, go outside and talk to other alligators. Or Artie, stop hiding behind various types of curtains in and outside our home. Oh, there's something that can happen when I hit buttons. That's... Can we play? No, we can't play Vampire Hunter D, unfortunately. Toys over boys, prize over guises. Okay, good for you, sweetheart. Yeah, the movie Train remake was passable, but if you ask me, nothing beats the part in the original where Train leaps into the air and the harness holding the actor breaks. That sounds like that Spider-Man musical. If you stay after the credits, you see the footage where he falls into the camera guy and the makeup artist holding 2 coffees. Have a good walk, Anna. Oh, there's a lot of people. Hey, Bub, you're just in time. The trolley got here a minute ago. Okay, good. I think that's what I need, so... Why don't you go check out the city? Bring Mickey a hot dog, maybe, or some protective handwear. I'm gross. Oh! Use the cream that you're supposed to! You ever eat at John Johnny's here? The food's alright, but that bottomless chowder bowl was a disaster. I picked that thing up and bam! Chowder pants the rest of the day. That is a legitimate fear. No, I didn't want to go back in there. I was just clicking on a person to bother them. Oh dear, I think I may have left my scrapbooking scissors at home on accident. Oh, I found my scissors. It must have been your approach that gave me good luck, stranger. I've been trying to get outside the home more since I had the new baby. Nana's watching her today, so here I am, out in the world. It's a little nerve-wracking to be away from the nursery after those months, to be honest. I already missed all the new baby smells. Well, not the smells. We all know more things come out of babies than just the sweet fragrance of their little cute heads. Well, even that stuff is a little cute. Who are you, sweetheart? I'm Maria. It's wonderful to meet you. I was heading to the local YACA, which has to be the, like, alligator for A instead of M. I'm taking a class today on scrapbooking, but I'm a little early. I meant to wait here in the lovely weather until their class on mom yoga and self-defense ends. Eat, pray, shove. God. No. No. That feels too much like working retail. That feels too much like working retail. Do you mean my son Pat? Oh, I'm just so proud of him. It's his birthday today, did you know? He's so funny with how he treats himself to a hotel stay every year on the day. He just loves that continental breakfast and those free tiny soaps. I do get concerned he eats too many of those, however. Suds shouldn't be coming out of the snoot at a boy of that age. What about the event? The event is actually why I'm taking this class today. Actually, since you're one of Pat's friends, maybe you could help Mom out? You see, I'm trying to put together our family tree to bing tonight as a surprise, but I don't have everyone's pictures. It's so hard for all of us to get together in one place these days. I don't think anyone would like me to use their photos from their early 2000s. We all made some questionable wardrobe decisions back then. True, but there's something about the campiness and ridiculousness of early 2000s fashion that I still deeply appreciate. Maybe less plastic, but still. Since you're already going around town, would you mind snapping some pictures of the family? Any you get back and bring back, I'll put in the family tree. Maybe if you get them all, something good will happen. Oh, and I see you already have one there. Would you like me to put it in? Here, you can have mine as well. Don't want anyone feeling lonely. Oh, okay. Let's see how much you've learned so far. Oh my god. Uncover the scam. So click and drag portraits. Am I supposed to just remember where people are together? Oh god. I also miss knee-length shirts. I'm just supposed to know where people go? Yeah, it's gonna be a while. Hi, Salvia! I'm playing cute gator investigation game. Thanks, dear. Come back anytime. We'll see if I remember any of this. Oh, great, there's more texts. Hey, it's me, Pat. The alligator? The one with the hat. Hi, Pat. Almost 10. Can you come back? Someone came over to my table and threatened me. Well, he gave me a coupon and told me to have a nice day. But that could mean anything. Okay. Here's a coupon I got last week. If you come back, I'll give it to you. No questions asked. I'm on my way. This feels like we're babysitting Pat. Ah, don't bop me! Oh, it's just you, my new friend. Sorry, I saw your shadow over me. I thought some kind of restaurant assassin was descending from the rafters to take me out. I know there's no rafters here, but the assassins are tricky. They can improvise. Didn't you have dare when you were in elementary school? Ew. Boo. Boo. There were studies that were being done by the police at that time that proved dare was ineffective, but they still kept doing it. That's all I have to say about that. You know, dare, dude, assassins really exist. Dare was the, like... To call it ridiculous implies that it wasn't also annoying, but basically, cops came in and told kids not to do drugs. But, like, badly. But badly. They weren't good at it. Unsurprisingly, cops don't know how to talk to children. Also, all of their logic and reasoning was like, these are bad. They're evil. Don't do it. And I was like, that's it? It literally made more people do drugs. Exactly, Salvia. And we actually, at that time, now that we have information and they've uncovered it, they now have physical data that existed during that time that proved dare was not only not effective, but potentially harmful because more people were like, oh, cool, thanks for telling me all about these drugs. I'm gonna do them now because you told me not to. Because they are kids and teenagers. What did you think was going to happen? So, yeah, there's a lot of things about it that were bad, but also just the fact that now we know for sure that it truly was just theater and didn't do good shit for anybody. I'm like, okay, so this was useless? At least, I think that's the acronym. I was absent a lot due to my nut allergy. It was tough times for Pat at Willie's Peanut Butter Factory Elementary School. You need a therapist. You really need a therapist, you sweet child. Anyway, did you find anything from the family? Well, yeah, I know they all sound nice, but they might just be fluffing you up. You know, buttering your bread roll to throw you off the trail. I thought it was going to say train. Sorry, I've actually just been sitting here mainlining compliment... Sorry, I've just been sitting here, mainlining complimentary bread rolls the whole time you were gone. Maybe we should go to my hotel room. I think I'd feel a little safer there, and less lodgy with bread. Let's go. Legitimately, how old are you, child? Find the code. Help Pat with his outdated website. Help Pat remember his room code. Thanks for protecting me. It really helps to have someone walk me to my room. The wallpaper in here is a little intense. Kind of makes me feel like something is staring at me. What am I gonna do? My heart can't take 10 more hours of waiting. What's the event? What did I squeal the beans on? Cheese and crackers? Since I was so worried about getting super murdered today, I did the smart thing and got a special lock for my hotel room door. Just a little something I picked up at the hardware store. I was worried I'd get nervous. I'd get so nervous that I'd forget the lock's passcode, so I saved it on my website. www.alligator.fun. I even made a button you can click for it. Gee, I'm really glad I now took those oddly specific button making classes at my local community center. Oh my god. Generated by Geoscalies? Hello? Oh my god. This is very nostalgic. If you're not Pat, you're breaking the law. This has been reported to the computer police. 91619. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. The under construction on flames. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. There's so much going on here. That's all there is to it, but god, that's funny. Okay. Oh, here we are. This is for sure my room, and you can tell by the unobtrusive lock I installed. Can you go to my website and grab the code so we can unlock it? That's www.alligator.fun. I really want to go inside and see if there are any more of those free mints left. I think it is. I should double check this. I have dyscalculia. Why am I assuming I can memorize numbers? Oh, GeoCities. 91619. You did it. Thank you so much. I fully bet this thing was not going to open. I'm not going to lie. I can't close it. What's going on? Help! You gotta help me! I don't even like pink! What did you do? That's gonna be so expensive. Hello, my word. This is quite the mess. Who are you two, and why have you opened my door? Who am I? I'm Pat, and this is my hotel room. I installed this lock because my family is trying to rub me out. But this is my door, where I have installed a lock because my family is trying to rub me out. But if that's true, and my password still works... Is your lock code 91619? Oh my god. We have the same code, and our families are both trying to kill us! You both need therapy. So long, stranger. Perhaps in another life we would have been total best friends. Like ships in the night, Mr. Pat. Anyway, don't tell anyone what you've seen here, or I'll come for you. Endlessly. That sure was a string of unlikely coincidences, wasn't it? That is very true. Imagine being able to retain memory. You. Well, I think this is all there is. So are we just walking in this hallway then still? Your lock looks completely different. This is legitimately what working customer service feels like. You spend a bunch of time helping someone with something and then find out that it's not even theirs, and then they go, oh, actually this was mine, and then you just melt into the floor. They're so similar, no wonder I mixed them up. Thanks, I never would have remembered that on my own. Come on in. Whew, I'm so glad we made it inside. Now I can really try to relax a little. Sorry to distract you from the investigation. I'll text you again when it gets closer to 4 p.m. So don't forget to check your watch. You know, in case you get distracted doing a collection of menial tasks formatted in an enjoyable manner. Something like that. Bye for now. Well, I want to be nosy. There's something so nice about just sitting by yourself in a restaurant with a good book. My girlfriend is coming to pick me up after work. I'm so nervous. Well, I hope you have a good day, bub. I guess we can take this. Oh, there's a lot going on. I just keep finding puzzle pieces. Not very adult bar. Hey again. Your friendly city guide here. So I've been wondering, have you been finding any puzzle pieces around? I have. I thought so. You can find a lot of fun things that you might not expect in the city by clicking around. Puzzle pieces, secret baubles to look at, interestingly shaped sewer rats. It's a real menagerie. Maybe you'll find enough pieces you'll be able to do something good with them. Like unlock something or make a small blanket for a family of chilly squirrels. The world is bright, so I have lots of fun looking around. Oh, alright. Hey man, you got any change or novelty tie-dye apparel? Wow, Star Child, I can like feel your energy from over here. I would leave. I'd say it's what's harshing my whole thing right now, but the truth is I free-cycled some really gnarly bagels for lunch today out of the dumpster behind the furniture store. My mellow has been thoroughly pre-harshed. Huh? Why would there be bagels in the dumpster of a furniture store? Oh. Throw pillows. Bummer. Listen, who among us hasn't woken up at noon in a van under a blanket felted equally from stranger lint and candy wrappers? It's no wonder I got into the wrong dumpster. If anything, it's fate. Who are you? I'm Aiden. It's totallychilltomeetyou.com.org. I sort of knew someone who would seek me out today, like... I'm like a bit of a clairvoyant according to some subforums I visit online. Plus I own a somewhat unsettling amount of powerful crystals. Their potent energies come through me to my inner core. Which is great since I spent the last of my dosh on some suspiciously expensive crystals and my inner core is super starving, man. Please don't say anything racist. I think part of it is just like, at this point in my life, I see this energy and I wait for weird, like, native fetishization comments. I'm just so used to it, so like, I automatically have my guard up even though it probably isn't gonna go that direction. Did you say Pat? He's a pretty cool guy. Kind of dresses like a preschooler, though, if I'm being realsies. Now, my little sister Lizzie is dating his cousin, so I guess you could say we're kind of like family. How am I supposed to put all these people into a family tree together? The last time we did a family tree assignment was like when I was in elementary school, and I had to tell my teacher that the paper she gave me wasn't big enough. And she got really confused, and then I realized that I had to have like separate things too, because some family members aren't like... just, I don't know. Exactly, like, if dating goes on a family tree, that's hard enough. But also I have so many family members that aren't related by blood, so it's just like, they're still here, I don't know where I'm supposed to connect these people. Because if they're at every single family reunion, they should be there. Yeah, I know little bits and pieces, exactly, Co. I know little pieces of my family tree, and I know the things that are important, but considering that both of, like, my biological grandparents I have never seen or met, there's too many things. So even if I do the two biological grandfathers, okay, I have the two non-biological ones as well that are still as much of a part of my family as also. How do I get the bonus thing to put those in places? You don't. You just, you scream. You can say anything to strangers, really. No one can stop you. I know, and that is legitimately part of the reason that I am a tired person. I would like strangers to stop saying anything to me. Tonight? Oh, dude, I'm sorry. I really can't tell you much. I've been sworn to secrecy. I'm surprised that you're not an ARC, actually. I could actually, like, probably tell you a few things. Sorry for the yawn. If you'd do me a solid first. You see those suspiciously expensive crystals I mentioned earlier? Well, those little mamas were also suspiciously powerful. From just 3 nights of holding them, even when I had to get up to pee, I feel mystically charged enough to access my innermost self. But in my tireless questing through the crystal concentration arts, I just don't have the time to shower. Or dust my pewter miniatures. Oh, I know it stinks. Oh, absolutely not. Besides, bathing is a way for the man to keep us down. No, it's not! No, it's not! It's literally not! You should be sledding across the floor on an oil slick of your own creation, like nature intended. Nature did not intend this! Creator said watch your butt. That's good lord. My aromatic scent keeps away a lot of unwanted company, like solicitors and my father. But it invited others. I'm talking about flies. These little buzz and buzzkills keep harshing my mellow. Go bathe! They're making it impossible for me to concentrate on my inner light to do inner right, if you know what I mean. Your inner right is going and taking a shower, if you have access to water, which you do. If you could just swap them away for me while I'm getting my meditation on, I'd be happy to do you a solid in return. So, will you be my spotter swatter? No. I'll do it for the game, but in every other situation in my life I would be like, absolutely not. Because you are choosing to be stinky. Wait. I do kind of want to swat Aiden, so I might do that. Just a little. Alright, see, Dad, I do have friends. No, you don't. We are not friends. This is ridiculous. This is the sign that you need to go and bathe. I'm just gonna smack him a couple times, because maybe that will convince him to go shower. It's happening. The subforms were right. The subforms are wrong. Go bathe. I have to keep going. No. Everything about this is ridiculous and bad. And if it were up to me, I would be smacking you the entire time. Good. Literally a monument to his own hubris, Aiden sits before you as still as a statue. I'm okay with this. Because he's one of those now, apparently. You reflect on how crystals are nothing to be trifled with, as well as how they're really cool. As you inspect Aiden's soapstone exterior, you note the still lingering smell of buddy couch cushions and patchouli. Perhaps he's still in there after all. I don't think that's my problem. It feels a little bit like a game about annoying people. Hey, old buddy, your old guide here. Just want to warn you, in a city so big, there are bound to be parts of town that are a little seedy. That's fine. I'm talking seedy tough guys. Seedy tough guys who eat the seeds of things without spitting them out onto a napkin politely. So just be careful. Don't go clicking around in back alleys or anything. You never know what you might find. You don't know me. My high school had rival gangs. I will be fine. Hey, you got a light? No, not for my cigarette. I meant in general. It's kind of dark out here, and I've got a spooky ghost allergy. You ain't seen any, right? Say, you there, vagrant! Brother, I don't think they're a vagrant. They've got that suit on. Perhaps a hobo king? You may be right, sister. You there, hobo king, come here a moment. Honestly, brother, what are we even doing in this filthy part of town? Even breathing the air outside the seedy watering hole is making my scales lose their highly regarded luster. I agree, sister, but you know as well as I that we have to find an unbiased bonehead for our beneficiary. So anyone at the estate was out. Besides, you know how weary I grow of literally everyone we know in the whole world. Well, we met some of them, so I understand that. I know. Shall we talk to the stranger with the briefcase, then? Yes, as long as it's not someone that gives me the dreadful horror of being known. We can relate on that, Prince Valentino. Being perceived is a lot of work. Alright, who are y'all? Brother, this nobody doesn't seem to be aware of who we are. Indeed, sister. Perhaps with that pinstripe style, they've spent the last 30 or so years locked in a storage closet with their fingers in their ears. And the other fingers in their eyes, and fingers yet still in their nose. Obviously, since I released that perfume this year. Obviously. I am Princess Valentino, heir to the Valentino fortune. And this is my brother, Prince Valentino. He's also the heir, since we're twins. I'm the evil twin. They couldn't test for that gene, and you know it, Prince. Do you know Pat? Pat? Why, he's our second cousin. And this is why it's like my family tree. I have too many goddamn second cousins to be able to keep track of this. That's like a cousin, but thankfully a little more removed from your gene pool. The amount of DNA shared between us is blessedly on the shallow side, much like your personality, sister. Oh, Prince, you're such a cut-up. Much like how I cut up your invitation to the Met Gala this year and fed it to the cat. What? But the theme this year was the Monopoly mascot. And you know Mittens the Third is on a strict diet for her failing kidneys. Okay, that's... Well, now you're going to have to be more specific. I attend a lot of events, you know? Balls, gala exhibitions, Prince's unfortunate performance art shows. If you are speaking of last week when I walked into the runway for Gail's fashion fishery of rubber pants from moist alligators, I'll have you know I got a write-up in a magazine spread for highlights for children. Do they even make the Highlights magazine anymore? Has that not died? Anyway, if you're talking about tonight, we have no qualm spilling the whole secret to you. That is, if only you'd do us the smallest of favors. Alright, what do you want? You see, our beloved daddy passed away just recently from poison-related complications. Poison-related complications. Not the poisoning. Just... I remember a highlight for kids, like, puzzle magazine? Similar to that level of Jack Lorraine. Like, I've seen them so many times, and I saw a couple of them as kids, because my grandma would grab the Highlights magazines and put them in, like, a little bag whenever we went to go visit, because she wanted to give us something to do on the ride home, because that was, like, her big thing. I'm sorry, just poison-related complications took me out, and I don't know why. You know, the natural way. We're splitting up our shared inheritance, but we could really use a mediator. And someone to protect my beautiful face from my dear sister's punches. It's true, I punch super duper hard. If only we had some help dividing up Daddy's precious possessions. I'm sure we could tell you the information you seek. So, will you help us, or do you have Hobo King duties to attend to? I'll do it. And see if I can make both of you angry in the process, because that's funnier. I can't leave until they're both happy. Great. That won't cause any problems. This is something that you need to be paid for. This is why divorce lawyers make so much money. Let's get on with this. Daddy's not getting any more alive. I'm already bored. Alright. Also, I just start picking things. I simply couldn't. My conscience won't allow it. It clashes terribly with everything I own, and I'd be up all night worrying about it. Okay, then I will... Ooh, cozy, just the kind of thing I like. Warm and made through with the suffering of another. Made through the suffering of another. Okay. Armor? I mean, that's cool. This would be smashing with great-grandmother's claymore, literally. Okay, well, if you like it enough, you get to keep it. Congratulations. Rather gauche, don't you think? Eyeballs are so last season, which is why I'm having mine removed next month. I hate rich people. Father's secret society hat. I wondered if it'd been lost after the SWAT raids. I feel like even being a part of this is dangerous. I feel like knowing any of this information is incredibly dangerous. A fine vintage from last year, from the year I was born. Daddy was saving it for when I became an admirable member of society. Good thing he died, and I can just take it. You want a vinyl? These are mostly compilations of Halloween sound effects and screams, so yes, please give this to me. Compilations. I can say words. You want the photo? A signed photo of the president? To be rather straight with you, I didn't vote for him, or that gold chain. Okay, well then I'll give this to someone else. Well, it's a conversation piece, I suppose. There you go. This would look great, plated delicately behind me for my upcoming photo of Vanity Fair. Vanity Flair, fashion magazine for mean lady alligators. Alright, as long as you don't hate it. I'm just gonna not touch the sack of cash for a while. Great-grandmother's claymore is in rightful place with me in my penthouse. Or possibly in my ex-boyfriend Blake, the house d'Ager. I want your cool sword. There you go. Pass. I'm already the fastest guy in ANYC if you catch my online dating profile reviews. Was that... Okay. Well, my several phones could use a car. So you just have a car. I don't know, do you want the parrot? This creature is vile. All it does is yell about sports teams and say, "Help! Help! I'm being poisoned!" Ah, but that does make me wistful about dear daddy. What, so you don't like it? Okay. Bernard! I spent hours training him to eat $50 bills in front of our governess as she cried. Sweet childhood memories. I want to steal all of this from them. Can we do that? Mother's rather into these types of things as well. For this orb. Alright, you might say ironic mysticism runs in the family like bloodlust or beautiful knees. You want the Urn of Ashes? The first urn we put Daddy in melted, but luckily this one's from the funeral home's new poison-proof collection. Alright, and then sec cash. Ah, my father's beloved cartoonish sack of money. It reminds me so much of him, cold, hard, and beneath my flippers. But can we rob them? But can we rob them? That's all of Daddy's things, and I feel quite pleased with my haul. Me as well. Why, I'm in such a good mood, I'm almost feeling feelings again. Seriously, brother? How pedestrian. I know, please don't tell any of the servants. They'll start asking me for silver dollars or whatever they eat these days. I guess we should thank you, Pinstripes, and tell you what you want to know about the event. But we won't. Your reward is our smiling snoots. Now get out of our car before we ring the police. Don't you oh me. I hate both of you. And we don't even get to steal their stuff. Boo. Hey, what are you looking at? Are you trying to listen to our exceedingly private rooftop conversation? Beat it, creep. That's fair. I am gonna bug you. We're not even talking about anything interesting. Move on. Definitely nothing interesting. Just extremely boring things. Yeah, in fact, we're not even talking. We're just sitting up here in silence. Our mouths are only moving to aerate our gums. Yeah, we just care a lot about oral hygiene, so buzz off. Okay. He's quiet. I feel at peace. What? So can we go into the very adult bar or not? That's the question. Oh, perfect, we can. That's a child. I'm waiting for a blind date, so if you see anyone that looks like X Gandalf de Bay X, let me know. Never mind. Okay. I've not seen you around here before. I think I'd remember a face like that. So distinct and clearly visible. Alright, not my problem. The knife. Leave me alone unless you want a knuckle sandwich. Seriously, do you want it? It was the bar special of the day, but I ain't got the heart to eat it now because of nervous guts. Anyways, what do you want? Aw, you're an IBS baddie. Good for you, buddy. I don't really have time to talk right now. I'm waiting for somebody. Though maybe they're a no-show? Who are ya? People call me the Knife on account of my design containing sharp edges, and how I poked my eye out in a freak jack-o'-lantern carving accident back in 4th grade. And 'cause I'll cut you. Out of extracurriculars if I catch you in the hall without a pass. I'm the guidance counselor for Miss Pettigsnoot's school for snobby and gifted middle schoolers. The nickname is just there to scare preteens, to be honest. I mean, it might work. Do you know who Pat is? Yeah, I know Pat. Who's asking? Oh, you are. Right. Right. Sorry, I'm a little socially anxious right now. And basically all the time. I think he's my favorite so far. I've known Pat since high school when the seniors got paired up with a freshman buddy to run the 3-legged race. As the gym teacher tied the rope around our legs, Pat flipped out and thought he was being kidnapped. Started running like a maniac down the football field with the gym pants still attached to him. So I got my other name, Birthmark Butt. Since then, we've been good pals despite it. Love that weird little guy. So you're... okay, you both have anxiety disorders. Congratulations. Welcome to the club. The event. Look, you keep pestering me. Didn't I tell you I was waiting for someone? I gotta be honest with you, I ain't really waiting for nobody. I'm just here at the bar to practice being casual and meeting other folks. You know, in a romantical-like manner. But I always seem to say the wrong thing and scare other gators off. But I was supposed to know complimenting someone's bulging neck veins was weird. She looked real cool. But anyways, between work and my somewhat bad personality, I don't get out much. So it's hard to just meet people. In a non-weird way, you know? I wish I could just practice or something. Hey, wait a minute. That ain't a bad idea. If you could just find a buddy to practice dates on, I could be way more ready when the real deal comes along. I know you're only talking to me because Pat set you out on one of his weird, wild, goose-like chases. But I ain't got a lot of friends to tell you the truth. So, maybe if you help me practice, I could help you out, too? What do you say? You want to go on a fake date with Rusty Edge like me? Mac that knife? Make him blushy by getting mushy. This is hilarious. Pat is the weirdly anxious alligator that we met that is going through it and just consistently going through it. Yeah, no, I get it. It's weird. It's real weird. Sorry for being weird. Don't fail me now, Steely. You again? What, you want to try to sweep me off my feet? Fine, just do it. I'm not blushing. I meant to hit I would do it, so sorry for clicking the wrong button, buddy. Take a lonely lizard out on a practice date. Click to decide where to go, what to do, and how to end the evening. Great. How do you feel about a change of setting? Let's head over to my workplace, and you can help me out there. Goodbye. I am deceased. I am... Why are we inside the middle school? The kids are on break right now, so it's only us lonely administrators. Why is my hand a hand? Me. I'm the lonely one. I need a big favor from you. You see, I have a meet cute tomorrow, and I don't know what to say, what to do, or say, or feel. I thought meet cutes was a thing that you don't schedule, it supposedly just happens. But maybe I'm wrong on that. Maybe I just don't know all the hip new ways to talk to people. This is just so much. My friend Karen, who works in the front office, set me up with a friend of hers. I'm not usually the blind date type, but she says he's really dreamy. Tall, which I like, and big, which I also like. Broad shoulders. She said he's a cool, quiet type, but he has a sense of humor and a big heart. And between you and me, she said he's a real dragon in the Dojima. If you get my drift. Goodbye! I don't know you well enough to have this conversation. This is ridiculous. I wonder what she told him about me. Ugh, all this negative thinking is messing with my mojo. You seem like the strong, silent type, and you're cute enough that it intimidates me just a little. Please, you gotta help me practice for my big date. I need a boost of confidence, and I need it now. Alright, I'll help you land a hot boyfriend. I trust you. I mean, cool. Thanks. Can't arrange it all with my date. We're going on an adventure first, then out to dinner. Then afterwards. Who knows? Natural laughter. So, what kind of adventure would you take me on? Impress me. Look, I'm gonna go with the gayest option, which is a nice stroll at the botanical garden. Great, let's go. Well, come on, I can't pretend we're going somewhere if we don't go somewhere. The whole school is empty, don't worry. What? You picked my favorite place in the whole... This is just a lot. You have good taste. I actually love all the trees around the school. It's a nice piece of greenery in the big city, right? Sorry, I'm breaking character. Here we are, at the imaginary botanical garden. Look at these beautiful peonies. I hope the roses are in season. Their bloom quality is to die for. I just remembered the clip that is, you stepped on my peonies, and then this woman goes, those are marigolds. And then the dude goes, I may not know my flowers, but I know a bitch when I see one. And that's all I can think of. That's all I can think of now. Even the rock garden looks amazing. What? You think I look amazing too? That's so sweet of you to say. I'm glad we're doing this. It's been a while since I've been on a real date, like, with an itinerary. Everyone I date these days just wants to watch a TV show and an old couch. Don't get me wrong, I'm not above staying in and getting cozy, but I think a first date should be really special, you know? What's this? You brought me a present, but I didn't bring you anything. I didn't bring you anything. Well, that is a change of pace. Old-fashioned, but in a nice way. Gimme, gimme. I guess. Flowers. Aw, they're lovely. Thank you. Karen did warn me I was going out with such a charmer. I'm getting a little hungry. Do you mind if we head to dinner? A reservation? Wow, you came prepared. And dressed to impress, I see. That shirt really brings out your eyes. Was that too much? I'm trying to roleplay, but it feels a little silly. You're doing great, though. It is a little silly, but all of this is silly. So where did you want to eat? I heard you were quite the foodie. I'll go somewhere cool, I guess. Because somewhere fancy always feels stressful. This place is really swanky. I'm impressed. I spent all day giving advice to middle schoolers. I love my students, but they can be real cruel sometimes. The other day, one of them told me outright that I wasn't going to get married because my jacket was ugly. Yeah, that's kids. That sure is kids. It's like, hey kid, do the best you can while you have to buy clothes on an educator's salary. Hey kid, you do the best you can when you have to buy clothes on an educator's salary. That's... Hey. That's hey. Like, my library pay isn't quite as bad as the school education system's payment, but it's about the same. Look at me, I finally get out of school and I can't stop talking about the munchkins. Yes, we can totally change the topic to me. You sure have teeth. Thanks? You have a nice smile too. This is me role-playing an awkward silence. Come on, my date's gotta be more charming than that. I don't know how alligators work. I'm going to pretend you said I was cute and move on. I feel like I can really be myself around you. It's been a while since I've done this. We've known each other for like a couple minutes. I don't think it would be a fair assessment to say you can be around yourself around someone you barely know, but okay. I mean, not a long while. It's just hard for me to meet other alligators. I don't do this very often. Stop laughing. This is precisely why I wanted to practice. Oh, yeah, kids will put out random but harmful insults, and sometimes they will be pinpoint accurate, so you kind of just have to laugh, because you're like, well, You're not wrong, so I can't really be mad at you. What I'm trying to say is I'm having a really good time with you. If you don't have any plans after dinner, want to come to the Spring Festival with me? You've lived in Alligator, New York City for how long and you've never been to the East River Spring Festival? You have to come with me. There's food, carnival games, and the whole thing ends with a big fireworks show. What do you say we split the check and head over? Flag down the waiter then. Let's get out of here. Sorry, I'm being such a kid. Even when we lived in Alligator, Jersey, my family would drive into the city for the big festival. That is... Oh, Salvia, the amount of times that I've walked into a place and somebody's been like, you seem trustworthy. I'm going to tell you everything that's ever gone wrong in my life. And I'm like, I do not know you. I do not know you. I have literally just standing here doing my grocery shopping. I really don't need... Like, I had a stranger come up at one point and be like, wow, you know, my dad died like 2 years ago from a tragic car accident and I can't stop thinking about him. And I'm just sitting here like, I don't know you. I'm literally just behind you because you're in front of the eggs. I don't know why I look approachable. And I'm fine with, at this point, like, I'm fine with kids doing it because kids are going to be kids. And they always want to ask me questions because I walk with a cane. So, you know what? Usually I get some kids that either ask some nice questions or weird questions. My personal favorite was asking, are you a mermaid? And I was like, yes. That is, in fact, the best possible answer or question anybody has ever asked me about my cane. So you get bonus points, small child. Thank you for that. That was great. But just the amount of times that I will have complete, full-on strangers come up to me and decide that I should know their entire life story, or weirdly that a clerk was mean to them and they think that I should sympathize with them, and you should just go, I don't. They go like, so wasn't that just awful? And I'm like, I wasn't here. You retold me a story of your own personal experience and I don't know you. No? What? Ko, you do not understand. Like, legitimately. I will just be trying to go about my business and someone be like, oh. It's like somebody can tell that I've seen tragedy and been through stuff. And it's like, yeah, okay, fair. And I'm not actively, like, dangerous, I guess. Because they probably think the cane means I'm not dangerous. And to be fair, like, I'm not, like, dangerous. But I could fight someone if I had to. I could kick somebody with the cane. Like, I might end up on the ground, but I would win, so that's fine. But clearly, no matter how visibly queer and exhausted I look, people just go, oh, would you like my story? And I'm like, I do not know you. Not the point, but just oh my god. Just the sheer number of just random adults that to this day still come up to me if I'm grocery shopping or in a parking lot and go, you've won my trauma. And I'm like, I'm not being paid for this, and I don't know you, no. No, I've been coming here since I was little. It's your first time, what looks fun to you? Cultural stuff? So what you're into, huh? Cool. Looks like there were some arts and crafts over there. Should we make a sand painting together? Or ooh, that dip dyeing looks fun. And then I'll have a souvenir to keep from our fun first date. Dip dyeing is fun. I don't want to be a Western RPG protagonist. I don't want to be a protagonist. Every day of my life is just, I am tired. I don't want to be a protagonist. I want to, I want to rest. I want to rest and just be a person. But the world does not seem to be content with doing that, unfortunately. So. What a night. The guy in the bear costume and the pretty lights. You know, for a first timer, you really seem to be warming up to the festival. I'm relieved you had fun. You never know with this kind of thing. I really wanted you to have a good time. To be honest, I wasn't sure I was even going to come out tonight. A lot of people are scared of me. Would you believe? Me. It's not like I'm some kind of scary gangster roaming the streets at night and showing up wherever, repeatedly challenging the same person to endless street brawls. While slowly building my reputation as a mad dog who will fight anyone and anything, relentlessly punishing all who stand in my way of my personal goals. Hey, looks like the fireworks are starting. Come with me. I know the perfect place to watch. What'd I tell you? The view from here is incredible, right? I had fun tonight. I hope you did too. For Karen's sake, I mean, she takes matchmaking really seriously, and she's been hounding me for months to finally meet you. Ugh, why am I talking about Karen right now? Come on, just say the right thing. I guess what I'm really trying to say here is, I'm glad I met you. You seem like a great person. It was cool hanging out. We should do this again sometime. What? So we lose. So if I don't do everything that he wants correctly, then I lose points? Should I redo the Yakuza boss date? Because that's what I'm calling this now. That's the question. Do I redo it? I don't know what the 30 minutes thing here means. I don't know why it's relevant. But also, what? Because I complimented his teeth? I lost points for complimenting his teeth? I'm sorry, I don't know what things alligators like complimented, but okay. I'm gonna pass on the second one. I helped you, and I don't know why you didn't like me. Hey, you tried, no one can fault you for that. Apparently you can! I'm just destined to be the lone creep leaning on the jukebox, playing Steely Dan on repeat and trying to look cool. Okay, Solid Snake. Have a good day. What are you staring at, chump? Put those peepers away before I yank and clear out your skull. What, you think you're a tough guy or something? You think you can roll in here with a pinstripe suit not dissimilar to my own and share a passing glance with me? Well, you got another thing coming to you, Pally, and it ain't nothing good. And this is why I don't feel bad about not making eye contact. Around these parts, I'm the toughest guy you're gonna meet. So don't think you can slide into my bar and lock eyes casually with me across the room. You'll be sorry when I pull those babies out and make them into twin gnocchis. I'll let you guess what the red sauce is, but you ain't gonna like it. Who are you? The name's Bobby Blue Eyes, and don't you forget it, because it's gonna be etched on your tombstone. I am not putting the name of a murderer on my tombstone if I were to have one. Wait, on your tombstone would be your name. My name would be... Hey, just because I got confused about what our society's rituals surrounding mortality doesn't mean you can look away. We're having a conversation here. Pat, that little jabroni is my first cousin, once removed. Kind of like how I'm about to remove your eyes, as I mentioned previously in the conversation. Do you think the red sauce thing was too far? Maybe it was a little bit too far. I'm testing out some new tough guy material tonight, so it's a bit hit or miss. The event. Bobby ain't spilling family secrets. Unless you prove you're tough to me, the toughest guy in Alligator, New York City. It ain't gonna be easy though, and I'll make sure of that. This lets you and me play a little game called Three-Finger Fillet. Or are you too chicken? Is this the knife one? Yep. I have a feeling this is the game that teenagers tried to play, and then we got in trouble because it turns out, you know, educators were like, maybe you shouldn't be stabbing each other in the table with knives, and that was a correct choice. Copy, this pattern's on your side. Okay. You ready for this, tough guy? Oh god. So this is that it's just for using a spoon, probably because they don't want to show kids how to do this with a knife, even though, let's be realistic, the kids already know this game. I know kids know this game already. This was already a stupid game when I was in school, when my parents were in school. I'm sure it has not gone away. I mean, I can probably pull this off a couple more times. I'm not particularly worried about you, man. Wow, 5 times, not bad, but let's up the ante a bit, shall we? Oh, there's a knife now. Whoa, 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 what? What is that? That knife is terrific. Yes, perfect for a tough guy. Let's keep going. I wonder if we're the assassin. That'd be funny. Hey, not bad, kid. Got all the way to 6. I bet you think you're a real tough guy with those increasingly ludicrous knives you weirdly had on your personage. But check this out. Do you have a cool knife? Owie, my fingy! Could you put a band-aid on it, please? Oh, ow, ow, ow. Gotta blow on it, gotta blow on it. Ooh. That's it, I don't want to play tough guy with you no more. You ruined it by going too far, and now look what happened. I may never play bass guitar again. I do like that we have cool knives. Oh, I didn't know it was in Puss in Boots, but that makes sense. The knife game is just like, I've seen it for years, so I'm so used to it. But we have a really cool big knife. I wonder if we're the assassin. That would be funny. Okay. Oh, jeez. You're a real tough customer, I'll give you that. The event is a happy thing, so leave those preposterous knives at home. Well, that kind of confirms what we all probably were suspecting, that it's just probably a surprise party. Now go, leave me with my band-aid and my misery. Oh, ouchie. Alright. Tall Jared. Oh, hey, didn't see you down there. Can you move about 2 centimeters to the right? The placement of my eyes is particularly wacky. I'm waiting for a call, but my phone has been pretty dinked up lately. I wonder if it'll even come in. Maybe I should ask the bartender to use the phone here? Ugh, that's not going to work since I store the number I need here in my broken phone. How did anyone ever get by before modern cell phone technology? How do they send each other messages or watch videos about people drinking a gallon of milk and then throwing up? I guess I'll just have to write letters now and film myself barfing on VHS. Don't drink a gallon of milk in one go. Just like the pilgrims would have. Ew. Whom? What do you want? Folks call me Tall Jared. I don't really get it, though. Honestly, I'm not even the tallest Jared that I personally know. Yeah, that info's sink in for a while. I can see your imagination running wild in your extremely visible eyes. Do you know Pat? Pat the alligator? That's my little cousin. All my cousins are little to me, even the older ones. Pat, however, is particularly small. Maybe that's why he's so skittish? A guy that tiny could slip into a crack any time or get lost in a medium-sized mouse hole. Like a borrower or something. Do you know about the event? Are you going to that too? I'd tell you more about it, but the sad truth is I jotted down all the deets in my phone here, but the dang thing has been on the fritz for over a week now. Ever since I got back from that ghastly Mansions of the Rich and Dead tour I did on my vacation, what's really ghastly is the distribution of wealth among the populace. Correct. Correct, Tall Jared. And the Dulace? I don't know what that one is. I don't know what I'm gonna do. My phone is my life. Literally, I don't have a rich inner existence or anything. It's mostly all saved on here in the form of a dream journal and pictures of good breakfasts I've had. I don't know how much of a tech person you are, but do you think you could take a look? Back to tech support. Back to tech support. Ghost in the cell. Okay, that is funny. Okay, that is a little funny. There's something fishy about Jared's flip. about Tall Jared's flip phone. Investigated apps and files to find the source of mysterious malfunctions. Did you download some malware, Tall Jared? You downloaded some malware, didn't you, buddy? It went up first a couple weeks ago when I was on vacation. Can you fix whatever's wrong? My phone is a lifeline to everyone else. Sometimes Tall Jared is too tall to hear voices down there. Alright. What's it like out? Some people like sunny days, and some people like rainy days. I like the forecast when it's just like this. Pretty good. It's pretty good at it. When train? Soon. This is the third train app schedule I've tried, but I'm still late all the time. You're going to look through my photos? Should I? Okay, no, I'm sure there's nothing too embarrassing in there. We got a little JoJo photo, good for you, buddy. Please don't, mess with this folder. I just have a lot of pics here that I'd really hate to lose. Aw. Good for you, buddy. He's just so cool. Just a bunch of little anime photos, good for you, buddy. Oh, listen, it's not what it looks like. The camaraderie is important to me. Tall Jared, it's fine. We can be gay on Maine together. It's great. Hilarious. I'm also not going to delete anything because I'm not an asshole. Everyone says that newer phones have better cameras, but I think mine are pretty good already. Ooh, this code does something cool. Do you have a way to scan it? Fine, I'll scan the QR code. We'll see if it's actually anything awful or good. Even though I know otherwise in life I shouldn't be doing that. It's just a song. It's nothing that exciting. Okay, that's the entire screenshot. What's on your vacation? My vacation pics. I'll be ready to relive some memories of me. Hey, my phone started acting up after we went to this weird house. Creepy Crescent 99. Okay. This is from my trip to Alligator, Los Angeles. It was neat being so close to the mountains. Hi, Lala! Do you think this house had something to do with my phone being weird? Probably, buddy. That's my little sib, Joni. I caught them on candid camera. Would you look at that handsome fella? I give myself compliments every day. It's like a workout for your self-esteem. It probably is. Viscerally, it hurts me to think about it, but that probably works. Train. That's from when I found a cute cafe with the perfect croissant. That was a good breakfast. I'm glad you are having a good life. Okay, so nothing in your photos. Internet spelunker. Do me a favor and don't look too hard at my search history. What are your recent searches? Breakfast near me, breakfast many pancakes, sleep sounds with the best password, joke of the day. According to Tess, the best, most secure password for anything is ghost. You're welcome. I never would have thought of it. That's not a secure password, and I'm going to forget about it immediately. Alright, notes. Oh wow, just warning you, some of my noties are pretty personal. 3 kinds of muffin and good breakfast? Tall Jared, you're getting greedy. Greedy for breakfast. Dirtying spray is taking cream because there's crisp rices, which I appreciate, a large ham, blueberry, branberry, and bug-acai muffins, paper towels, cleaning spray, dirtying spray, good breakfast, sandwich bread, peab nut butter, bubber, and a small ham. Okay. If there's two, like, check if there's embarrassing stuff in my noties. Now I want to check it, see. I want to creep on your stuff. Let me creep. I don't remember dreaming about being hungry. Did I write that? I was in the woods and I was running on all fours and there was a monster chasing me. I'm at school and everyone is making fun of me because I forgot all math. Now that's relatable. I am hungry. I'm looking at myself in a mirror, and except my father is looking back at me. He turns into sand, and now I am holding 2 hams. I have fish hands, and it's the best dream ever. I'm not working on a video game, I just thought this would be some cool ideas. A spooky game about 3 kids in a bad summer camp, a cute game about a sweet knight who gets to escort 4 hot princes down a mountain, silly mystery game about alligators in the city, too much work, but that's what we're playing, that's the joke. A dramatic game about mech pilots fighting over the fate of humanity, and kissing. Good for them. I support that. I don't think we've got anything else. Oh, here's our error code. 09590A Ghost GHOS5. Contact customer support. I used to be proud of how much I could remember, but now it's like, might as well write it down on the little computer I carry around with me everywhere I go. Joke's on you, Tall Jared, I never remembered shit. I wrote it all down on the little computer I carry around with me everywhere I go, because I don't remember shit. Alright, what else do we need? Settings? This screen. This screen isn't helpful at all. What do you think ghost mode is? Well, it's probably just what the internet said to type in ghost, so I'm gonna do that. Can I not? The truth is, I don't remember any passwords ever. The password, you got it! I always just pick the most popular thing. Maybe you could, guess? Like, if you guess the best possible password, that'll probably be the right one? Ghost mode activated. When I get stressed, I watch soothing videos. It calms me. I started watching one when my phone acted really weird. Do you think it's related? I mean, it might be. Hey, you unlocked it. Check the other apps. Maybe something else has changed. Alright. Hey, don't look at my calls, and don't try to call anyone either. I'm sort of really out of minutes. I only have 22 seconds left, and I still need to call my grandma. Oh. Do you like this one? Okay, stop asking me about your profile pictures. I'm just assuming we will see something else in here that's helpful. No Wi-Fi in the spooky house. There's ghost mode. Let's click on ghost mode. So it's just reversing images, but not on this one? Wait a moment, there's something weird about this photo. Yeah. It's called It Doesn't Work very well with everything else. Can I just delete it? There we go. What was that? Did you do that with my phone? It's fine. I fixed it for you, you're welcome. I'm sure it's fine now. Who was it? Who wrote all these things in my phone? You're fine, buddy. Okay, this is getting a little repetitive. Is this taken care of, or did the phone stay saved? Alright, so there's nothing I can do there. How do I leave? How do I leave? Check that, I've checked that. No use I couldn't add more notes either. Well, I did your code, so... So I just can't do anything. I don't know what they want. All I can think is that I should delete the photos that I can't do anything. If I click ghost mode, nothing happens, so I'm just gonna delete it. Oh. You saw that, right? That was definitely strange. Anybody else? Team from season 4 was my favorite. Good for you, buddy. Any of these anime photos? Oh! Well, where did my handsome swimming boys go? No, this is a nightmare! Get rid of it! Well, we found the problem. Oh god. Next time I go on vacation, I'll be something safe like go-karting or a nude beach. No more creepy old mansion with dark legacies contaminated by vengeful souls that reside within. I swear. Alright. I feel like death just moved 2 baubles on my life abacus to the left after all that. That was super terrifying. Can I have my phone back? Yes, please take it back. Hey, it looks like you fixed it. It's nice to have a functioning phone again. It's like I'm reconnected to society. Take that actually looking people in the eye and talking to them directly? Joke's on you, I don't do that anyway. Thanks, random stranger. Or should I say, random friend. Alright, there you go, buddy. Oh, jeez. So, the call I'm waiting on is actually the caterer for the event. It's a lot of work since this family is practically made of food allergies and intolerances. But I'll manage. Thanks so much for all your help. I'll see you tonight. Well, if you want to make people enjoy things, you do have to make it so the food is there that they can actually eat, so... Good job, Jared. By the way, can you have wheat? I can, but I know some people can't. So that's fine. That was a lot of Just Dance music that, like, got into my head. It's 1:15, and we have until 4 o'clock. I'm just clicking shit for a minute. Don't cry, Bobby. Okay. Well, I could go this way too, so let's go in the back alley and make bad choices. Gwendolyn Brooks was a Chicagoan poet and teacher whose published work spanned a 63-year career. Until her death in 2000, she wrote about poverty and racial prejudice and specialized in describing people around here, particularly the poor Black Americans of inner-city Chicago. By age 16, Gwendolyn had written over 75 poems, but didn't publish her first volume of poetry, A Street in Bronzeville, until 1945. In the meantime, she stayed at a family and supported her poetry with typing work. When her 2 poems were published in a national magazine, she said her occupation was housewife. By 1950, she had become the first African-American to win a Pulitzer Prize for Annie Ellen, a poetic coming-of-age narrative about a poor Black girl. Annie Ellen... I don't think this exists. Like, it'd be cool if this is a real person, but I'm not sure if it is, so I'm gonna look. No, this is a real person. Well, I'm not mad about learning surprising Black history, especially because a lot of things that were for kids in the 1950s were super racist. Super, super racist. So bad. In 1950, she became the first African-American to win a Pulitzer Prize for Annie Allen, a poetic coming-of-age narrative about a poor Black girl. Annie Allen showcased Gwendolyn's ability to use traditional literary modes such as heroic stanzas or romantic sonnets to describe her Black neighborhood. In her later career, Gwendolyn's writing took on more political subjects, including poems inspired by the death of Malcolm X and the murder of Emmett Till. She began to publish her poetry exclusively through smaller Black-owned publishing houses. An acclaimed poet and advocate for black rights in America? That's so awesome! You're right, Caddy or Katie. Gwendolyn Brooks served as the first black poetry consultant for the Library of Congress. Okay, but fuck the Library of Congress. Fuck the Library of Congress. Being in library science means that you have to learn about all the things about Library of Congress that are broken completely, and so much of it is just nonsense. In terms of, they don't update how things are cataloged. Half the time, some things are completely outdated beyond all reason. Like, I did a whole thing for one of my classes, specifically, it just talked about just weird ableism that existed, in part just basically everything that you thought could go bad just kept getting worse, and it was a whole mess for that reason. But of course, anything else, like heaven forbid you are, say, a black queer woman publishing something, you at best will get one of two of those 3 different parts of your identity marked accurately in the catalog. Whole mess. Whole mess. Throughout her numerous writings and teaching appointments, she always emphasized visiting local schools, libraries, prisons, rehab centers, and sharing poetry and a love of writing with a new generation of young black poets. Cool. Ooh, someone new. Have a seat. We're just about to get started. Welcome. Please sign our guest book. Anything else I gotta do? Hey, Emily. Yeah? You want to go get sushi burritos after this? I know we're trying to save money, but I hear the siren song of the Shusharito calling me. You had me at hey. Yush. Am I in the wrong room? This is definitely not a support group for people who have grown too emotionally attached to vloggers. Minna? Excuse me, I'm clearly trying to take notes on the material, so shoo. Ooh, this is also affirming. I'm approaching. Max validation! Makes me want to strut right out of here and start a revolution. Hey, you know beloved movie franchise Spaceflight? Spaceflight? Episode 7, Return of the Guy? Remember when Bonagon, Cloud Pincher, is revealed to be the guy? I just feel like people really misunderstand his character. Okay. I've attended advocacy talks all up and down the East Coast, but this one by far has the best lemon square and brownie selection. That's neat. So do I just click the chair to do things? Help yourself to some coffee or some of Mina's favorite spring rolls. Oh, go on. Well, how do I do anything? How do I do anything? Like ships in the night. Okay. Is there anything else I can do in here, though? It kind of just seems like that nobody here is a family member. Don't worry about where you sit. I plan on yelling indiscriminately, so all seating is within range. Thank you, Caddy. Thank you. I'm gonna assume I can't do anything else there then. That's fine. And take the trolley again. Alligator Memorial Park, I guess. That is usually what happens when I'm sitting on a bus. A kid looks at me exactly like this. Just exactly like that. Just staring at you across the area. Please don't click and drag on the grass. But I like click and dragging. Gentle Lorenzo. Broline! 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 I'm begging you, dude. Please give me a hand. 901, 902, 903? Whew. Well, that's the highest number I know, so I guess that's enough. Huh? Oh, sorry, Brosephine. I didn't see you there, shrouded in total shadow by my monolith of my beefy bod. You're not going to start hitting me with a bone like the last one, are you? Don't worry, it happens to me all the time. Who are you? Me? People call me Lorenzo on account of it being my name. I work downtown at the Bodega Fitness Center and Minimart, being inspirational, aspirational, and non-recreational. I'm very serious about my job, Brosan. Do you know Pat? Pat? Bro, that's my for real big bro. He's an older brother? Well, not big. He's kind of mild to medium size, bro, as far as Alligator brothers go. He's like the mid-sized sedan of brothers. Me, well, I'm like the sport utility vehicle of brothers, assertively large but a little empty feeling inside. Do you know about the event? Event? You mean tonight? To tell you the truth, Brolette, I was sworn to secrecy. On my honor, over a bottle of whey protein and a sack of those muscle magazines I keep hidden under my bed. My strong jaw is strongly closed. Alright. Though, despite my problem-free, GMO-free lifestyle, I'm having a must tissue issue I could use some help with. GMOs are not inherently bad, buddy. Corporations are, though. You see, my visceral hugeness and perfect health has been causing a totally terrible rift in the most important relationship in my life. That's right, I'm talking about my bird, who is the best bro in the entire galaxy. To see Tiny Terrace here, he just can't seem to bulk up. Maybe on account of his name. But also because of his love of watching television and complaining on the internet, instead of complaining at the gym, like me. I've tried to help little Terry here beef up so he can roll with my impossibly huge crew, but he just hasn't reached his full bird potential. I can't stand to force my favorite broski to literally and figuratively live in my enormous shadow another day. So what do you say, Brosamina? Can you do me a solid and make him more solid? I don't think exercise works like that, but... Oh god, Flappy Bro, I'm sure this is going to be a game that I will die at immediately. Avoid exercise equipment, click on the bird to make it fly and collect food. This is gonna go poorly, but it should be funny at least. Oh, it's a swollenness meter. I'm sorry, buddy, I keep hitting your head, but it's gonna happen. I'm sorry, it's just too fun to make him smack his own head, and I know that's not nice, but... Keep it going, Terrence is into it. Oh, jeez. Oh, that's... It feels like there's probably something messed up about giving him to Chicken Wing, but... Okay. My true strength is my emotional maturity! Damn right, Lorenzo! This is just an expression of my larger commitment to self-care! Good job, Lorenzo. I like you, Lorenzo's great. Okay. I don't know if there's a way to avoid some of these, really. Aside from being good at this, which I am not. Terry, bro, I'm so proud of you. Didn't die, I'll take it. I'm flexing my eye sockets as hard as I can to keep the tears from flowing, but it's only barely working. I guess maybe what really needs to bulk up is my ability to deal with positive emotions. Hey, now... I don't understand what I've done to be attacked personally by this game, but... I do need to bulk up my ability to deal with positive emotions. And also my calves, so I stop falling over from my ballast-like core. About the event tonight. Well, it doesn't have to have a weigh-in, I can tell you that. Don't worry, though. I'm bringing my own scale, and I've only been eating protein bars and dehydrated lettuceberg in prep. I gotta look my best for my little bro. Thanks again for helping out, me and Terry here. Olivia. Every time we're popping a particularly gnarly squat, we'll make sure to think of you. Well, thanks. Hello, city aficionado. I just want to make sure you know about this cool place called Nanaru's Antiques. I know what you're thinking, antiques are for grandmas. And you're right, the whole shop is run by a grandma. Well, a Nana. Nanaru. There's a great local legend about the place. that is like super haunted by like 5 billion ghosts. What's really haunting though is the prices. That's, yeah. Huh. Just a little shopping humor from me to you. I'm not really rolling on the floor. Anyway, Nanaru is as much of a card shark as she is a deal shark, so be careful. But if you have time, definitely check out our colorful shop. It's tons of fun. Okay. What about you? That cloud looks like a duck. Tin Lizzie. Hello, do you mind stepping approximately 3 to 7 steps to the right? You're blocking the sun, and the luminous scales highlighter I applied is not living up to its customer reviews section. I've been out here all day with my new phone trying to get the perfect shot, but I just can't seem to look effortless. This one here, I totally have an expression, which is a super no-no in Selfie Town. I need to look just like the right amount of disaffected with the right amount of lip gloss. This gloss won't pay for itself after all. You know, 'cause I pay for it. Me. Like I buy it. Alright, who are you? I'm Lizzie, but I've been trying to get everyone calling me Elizabethari? Sadly, much like he attempts to be an influencer, it doesn't seem to be happening. Speaking of, I'm promoting fizzy fruit LaCroix on this weekend on my social media. Would you like to try some? It's soda water that has a fruit farmer thought about in passing, giving it just enough fruity essence to confuse the palate. Fizzy fruit LaCroix, a consideration of strawberry. Pat, you mean Joanne? Joni's cousin Pat? Oh my god, Pat is hilarious. Last year, when I spent the holidays with Joni's family, Pat got so puked on eggnog. Punked. Sorry, I can't read. He thought the Christmas tree was a hired assassin and ran face first into the Santa-themed nutcracker display to escape. It took us 2 hours to get all the walnut shells out of his ears. And to get him to stop wearing the beard as a disguise. He's kind of a paranoid guy. Totally nice, though. Love that bandana. He just needs therapy. The event? I don't know. Are you here spying for Pat? He's not supposed to know anything about this, you feel me? I didn't even post about it on Snootbook, or Pictogram, or my live journal, or my dead journal. I didn't even write down in my bullet journal, just to be extra safe. Plus, then I save on bullets. Okay, that is funny. Well, maybe if you could help me out, I could give you just a little info, though. You know, a little, you stand my account and I stand yours. See, even though I'm totally a super tech-savvy, super popular Pictogram user with over 7 followers that aren't blood-related to me, I still am having some trouble with my new phone. I tried to import my photos and they all got dinked up. I can't post dinked photos. And what will my followers do if they are denied the knowledge of their parasocial BFF Lizzie's most recent vegan cafe exploits? Riot, that's what. Hashtag, give peace a chance. So will you help me fix my pics? I guess. Okay, assembly. That's not hard. Yes, thank you. We should totally get a selfie out of this moment. Hold on, let me get my stick out of its Swarovski-studded holster. Oh, okay, I get what we're doing. That took me a minute to figure out. Nice, though. TBH's concert was kind of a bummer. I like screaming my feelings as much as the next 20-something, but aspirating the lead singer's sweat from the 4th row was a lot. Oh. Whoops, I fucked that up. Judge me. Hey, this isn't right at all. Can you try a little harder? Look, I forgot to click on the wrong space. I'm sorry. Damn it, I'm not good at this. I keep getting impatient. Now I'll try one more time. Alright, I don't know why my timing sometimes seems fine, sometimes it's not. I'm tired. Yeah, I know. I'm not really pictogram material with your drab pinstripe, mysterious briefcase, and unique face I can very clearly see. Lizzie brand is less spooky suits and more cute snoots, you know? Well, I like spooky suits, so bye. Hi, wanna hear something neat? Sure, skids Valentino. Hi. Did you know this gazebo here is haunted by, like 100 million ghosts? It's true. My cousin Giovanni told me so. That's why I'm playing over here. You know, just in case I can meet one, so we can be friends. It'd be nice to have a ghost pal instead of being ghosted by pals. Oh, poor child. I'm scared. My mom usually calls me the other one, or who left this here. Wow! Wow! Sometimes Bonnie Milligan calls me squids at recess. Wow! My teacher says it's just because she likes me. But I think it's because I sometimes smell a little fishy since my bedroom is the spare utility freezer on the back porch. There's a lot of fish in the freezer. You poor child, Jesus. I think Pat's my cousin, like the cousin that comes after a cousin. Like the sequel to Cousin, second cousin. I like Pat. He shares his meatballs with me and always plays fun games. Like this one time we both ran in circles to see who could do it the most. Pat won and only threw up a little. He's so cool. I'm so excited because I'll get to go see Pat and Giovanni at the event, but I'm not supposed to talk about it because it's a surprise. I might talk about it a little if you play games with me, though. Want to play hide and seek? I've been practicing. I'll pass for now. Aw, okay. Maybe if I get home before it's dark, Mom will recognize me and let me in the house this time. Okay, now I have to go play with him, because clearly this poor child has a shitty parent. Damn it. Now I have to. The child guilt-tripped me. If a kid thinks he's hot stuff at hide and seek, wait for him to hide, then help him win. I am willing to lose and do things for kids. Ready or not, I'm hidden. Ahaha, I hid so good, you looked everywhere except for where I was. One more. I'm pretty sure I'll get in trouble if I actually do the correct job here, so the goal is just to make this kid feel validated. Ahaha, I hid so good, you looked everywhere except for where I was. One more. Alright, I'll do it for you, small child, whose mother is apparently the worst. Aw, shucks, next time I'll have to hide in a better, more secretly pace. One more? Okay, so it is literally you get punished for guessing where he is. I'm a better hider every time I practice. Thanks for playing with me. Alright. Take care, small child. I'm sorry your mom sucks. I've been there. I had a lot of fun. Maybe tonight at the event we can play together again. Sorry your mom sucks. Giovanni told me there might be a cake. I haven't had a cake since the last time my mom remembered my birthday, which was... Well, anyway, thanks again. Come play with me anytime. This poor kid. This poor kid. This poor child. Put a coin to my hat, the song I play is sweet, and if you don't agree with that, I do not give receipts. I was having an emergency, but I got pulled in by Mandolin Mandy's siren song as usual. I love listening to him play, and when he tells me to stop sitting so I close so close in rhyming couplets. Hey, what a guy. 2-ton Tony. Hey, you kiddo, how are you doing today? Me? Any day above the ground, right? Just a little mortality joke for you, since I can only relate to my subconscious fears through deflection. I appreciate you, 2-ton Tony. Most people don't deal with their fears of mortality at all. Hi, deflection, I'm Dad. I don't even know what I'm doing. I don't even know that I'm doing it. Some days, though, are better than others, and today's one of the better days. You see this big guy right here? This sweet piece of metal is the Gil Maestro 300X, the undisputed king of the finest reeling technology man has ever known. Yep, can't wait to fire this baby up and do some proper firing. Now all I gotta do is figure out how to start it. And cook with it. And hopefully stop it before the rising flames consume us all. Do you need some help? My students call me Mr. Mom Jeans behind my back, but you can call me Tony. To tell you the truth, though, you can call me whatever you want, as long as you don't call me late for dinner. Okay. I've punished my internal organs with intense meats and radioactive food colorings for several decades! My best years are behind me. I mean, that's a perspective choice, buddy. Of course I know Pat. That's one of my boys. The smaller one of them that wears a hat. He's a good kid, but a little skittish. Bit of a hair trigger on him. Between you and me, I think that Buddy could have used a little more time in the oven. Or you could have just brought him to therapy. I convey affection through heartless critique. I learned it from my father. That's not good. Hi, my father. I'm Dad. That's not good. The event. The event, huh? Not sure how much I can tell you about that. Unless you're talking about my wife stopping her yammering. Now there is an event I'd like to see. Boo! Well, actually, I love her very much and deeply appreciate the mutual respect and affection that is present between us. Okay, good. Sorry, I only know how to communicate in relationships through dated humor that stems from the sexism present in sitcoms. Maybe I should start reading those square things. With the paper? Books. Anywho, you seem like a gator that knows their way around a grill. Let's say, hypothetically, that I needed a little help getting this beauty of a machine going. I know my lips get a little looser when I hear that fine sizzle of meat being cooked to dadly perfection. So maybe you could lend me a hand, kiddo? I guess I'll help you since you seem like you're broken. Manny Pixie Dream Grill. That is a funny title. Problems keep spawning on this terrible grill. Hold the correct tool over a problem for 2 seconds to fix it. Fire extinguisher, a fan, and fire. Oh, jeez. You know, I don't know what I expected, but it wasn't this. How do I use it? There we go. You know, there's a lot of fire and things happening in places that I don't think they actually happen. Okay, I think we're getting the hang of this. I'm gonna turn up the gas a bit, see if we can really get cooking. No! Fire in the newsroom, please. I don't want this father touching the grill. I mean, we're doing great. Just a little more and I think we'll have this thing at temp. Good lord. How are so many things here on fire? What the fuck is a Marty? Sir, can you not move all my stuff and be in the way? Amazing. Ain't she a beaut? Totally not terrifying at all with the sheer amount of things going on with a little man in overalls living inside of it. Extremely normal. Deflection! Thanks for helping me out today, kiddo. About the event. I can't say too much, but I gotta brag about the balloons I got for it. My boy Pat just loves those colorful sacks of air. Probably why he loves his old man here so much too. My body is aging rapidly. No one can stop the forward cycle of time. See you tonight, kiddo. 8 sharp. Don't be late. Mr. Bigfoot, are you okay? Welcome to Eatmergency, where your hunger is sated with urgency. Today's specials are 12 cc's of sliders, which comes with sips or saline. You can have side salad if you meet your deductible. Now, Lil Giovanni, huh? I'm not doing anything. I mean, well, that's not exactly true. I'm standing here, I'm existing. Somewhat. My suit is running from ragweed allergies. I'm not doing anything that has to do with this soda machine, though. Nope, nothing at all. I'm Giovanni. Just a totally cool gator teen who hangs out at the park. By himself. With the soda. Do you know Pat? Pat? You mean my cousin Pat? Yeah, he's great. We used to play a lot more when I was a little kid, but I still think he's pretty cool. Sometimes he'll meet me at the mall food court after school and get nachos. I'm lactose intolerant, so my dad doesn't let me have that stuff usually because it makes me blow chunks. But Pat doesn't mind holding my hoodie back while I spew. You're doing it for bad nachos, though? Just, buddy, have some standards. He's a total bro. The event. Oh, the what? The event. Okay, you got me. I'll spill my guts. When I said I wasn't doing anything earlier, it was sort of, maybe, definitely a lie. You see that soda machine right there? The truth is I'm a bit of a cola connoisseur, and this fountain in particular is a beaut. All the best, most classic flavors. Soda's so rare they stopped making them in the 90s. It's like time stopped here, letting me pickle my pubescent organs in carbonated bliss. Once at this very spot, I mixed a soda combo so great that the last of my baby teeth disintegrated with a slide whistle noise. Sadly, no matter how hard I try, I can't seem to get the flavor right again. So I was kinda hoping you'd help me rediscover it. Maybe if we figure out, we can help you with something? I do want to see if they have any really old cursed sodas. Come on, old cursed sodas. Something totally new. It feels like a lot of pressure. I guess, can I taste the cold cola? I can't remember what it's like. Ugh, that's right. I remember cold cola now. I hate this soda. It tastes like chemicals. I need to wash that taste out of my mouth. Give me the sick lemon. That looks unpleasant. Here you go. Yes, the sweet, sugary rush of sick lemon. Sick lemon is the best, most delicious, most addictive soda of all time. It's my very favorite. Maybe I can take the inspiration from one of my old recipes. Can you look at my recipe card and make me a face melter? Oh god. The S shape, everything that you would expect. Dentist and face melter. Okay. Ugh. If that's like any lemon lime soda and Dr. Pepper, that sounds atrocious. Inspiring flavor. Yes, this is masterful. You're a genius, Past Giovanni. Let's use face melter as a base. But how do I make face melter even better? That's the question. Oh no, I'm cracking under the pressure of my own success. Let's try mixing face melter and cool juice together. Maybe? Does that sound good? No. Fruit and cold cola. I have no idea what dentist IRA is supposed to be. Ugh. It's okay, but I expected it to be better. Take this and let me think. What's wrong with this soda mix? Maybe I'm just bad at mixing sodas. I guess it could be a weird flavor, though. Does Cool Guy Juice have the bad flavor in it? The one from earlier? Combine the two recipes again, and this time take out the flavor I didn't like. That's perfect! You totally nailed it. In your honor, I'm going to name this drink Cola Miner's Daughter. Thanks for your help. Thanks. Not sure how that's related to me in any way, shape, or form. Wow, your soda mixing skills are truly a force to be reckoned with. I knew when I saw you. There was a sticky, be-pimpled teen inside of you just waiting to be lured out to make the perfect sugary concoction. I've been preparing an extra special beverage for Pat. It's going to be a killer. Killer awesome, I mean. Not like it will kill him. He does get startled pretty easily, though. Sudden moves tend to make him dive action movie style out plate glass windows. It's pretty cool. Thanks again for your help, Flavor Master. See you tonight. Message from Pat. Hey, it's me again, Pat. It's almost 4 and I could really use your help. Do you know anything about shoes? And the wearing of them they're in? I guess. Perfect. Could you come meet me at my hotel room? Just make sure you aren't followed by any shifty characters, or college-age canvassers in cargo shorts. I already gave all my dollar bills to that guy pretending to be a statue outside 4th Street. I'm on my way, I guess. Hi. Good evening to you, fellow traveler. Have you come to imbibe some ales after your long journey as well? Garçon, fetch us your finest novelty wine based on popular sci-fi television show. Nice suit. I like dabbling a little bit of cosplay myself. Why, just last year at Alligator Comic-Con I dressed as a character of my own creation. Delirious. Great Wizard of the North. My brother Mickey helped me put it together, though. He did get a bit slimy. Okay, who are you? I'm Derry, known as the Terror of the East Side in most magics, the happening card game circles. On campus, I'm known as the Terror of AP Biolab, or the one with the haircut, with the bowl cut. Look at that bowl cut. Do you know Pat? Of course you do. Everyone knows Pat. Pat's my second cousin as well as my second favorite person to play Dungeons and Dragons with. This is like my family tree level of people. There's so many people. The first being my internet friend, Carl, whose dad got rich on Bitcoin mining. Ew, Bitcoin! Pat's a bard, so you know, pretty party useless. Great singing voice, though. He can really wail on that juice harp. Yeah, it's a party. What? Am I not supposed to say that? Okay, so we know the event's a party. We're done. Huh? You're leaving already? Well, safe travels, my fellow traverser of the mortal plane. Perhaps we will meet again in another realm. Or internet form for role-playing. Alright, thanks, kiddo. How are you doing, bub? Hello, esteemed guest. Mr. Pat asked me to inform you to come straight to his hotel room upon arrival. He also asked me to warn you to knock first in case he was wearing pants. But not to say that second part out loud. Kindly forget what I just said and come with me. I'll walk you to Mr. Pat's room at once. If you'd be so kind to click and drag along this hallway, we should arrive shortly. Thanks, bub. Oh my, how embarrassing. Please don't tell the internet we've had a biohazardous incident. Again. Well, now I feel like I should tell the internet. Thank you for your patience, esteemed guest. We've now arrived. Mr. Pat is expecting you. Please just knock in case he's... have a Johnny of a day. Welcome back. I was just trying on some Nothing. I wasn't doing anything, actually. So have you talked to more of my family? Found out any secret gulp plans? You think they're throwing me a... No, you're totally wrong about that. I would definitely know if they were doing that. Plus, it sounds a little far-fetched, don't you think? You can't pull one over old Pat on his birthday, that's what I always say. Well, I say it sometimes. Like, once a year. No way, they're definitely putting together a systemic plan to end my moderate to small life. But I appreciate you putting the thought in. If you've talked to a few more people, you'll find out something we can really use. In the meantime, though, I actually called you back here because I needed your help. You see, I'm having a problem. A shoe-related problem. I don't usually wear them, but I figured if I did tonight, maybe I'd have a better luck on hot-footing it out of the event to safety. Night, Salvia. Thanks for coming in and hanging out. The issue isn't my usual shoeless, pantless nature, but the drawers where I actually keep all my things. Last week, my Nana Rue gifted me an antique armoire from her shop as a birthday present. It's a big, spacious, practical, and so super haunted that it's leaving a weird stain on the parquet floor just by existing. I haven't been able to find any of my shoes, and whenever I open a drawer, weird stuff happens. Here, why don't you see it for yourself? Great. I'm sure this is going to be cursed as hell. Find a pair of Pat's favorite shoes by clicking on these suspicious drawers. Be careful. If Pat gets too scared, he'll give up on shoes forever. After each round, the contents of the drawers will shuffle around. Spooky. Yes, Mr. Bigfoot? What? What? Okay. That is very scary, your Game Boy dying. I found a shoe! Hey, a shoe! Let's find the other. Bunch of bugs. Evil mirror. Another shoe, but it's a different shoe. Big ol' eyeball. Something I already clicked because I forgot. Another shoe that isn't one that I need. I'm finding a lot of single shoes and not a lot of pairs of shoes. There we go, I actually found you a pair. There you go, buddy. Great, we made a pair. Haunted candle. Creepy doll. Shoe. Just gross stuff? That's not... No, thank you. Black hole. Evil laughing smile. More blood. Things I've already seen, but I need to find the shoe though, and they're gonna keep moving items around, so I just gotta open drawers randomly and hope for the best. Okay. I don't know if the other shoe exists here. I think I've opened up pretty much every drawer over here, so... I'll try one more time, but buddy... This seems a little random. Get it, black holes are scary, thank you. More blood. There you go, found me one pair of shoes. Evil staircase. Bugs. Black hole. I'll be honest, if your grandmother knows you have an anxiety disorder and she gives you a haunted armoire, she kinda sucks. There you go. There's a pair of shoes. Jesus. I like the spooky aesthetic. But it is still kind of shitty for your grandma to just give you a bunch of cursed stuff. How am I supposed to know what drawer has the shoe, though? I think I'll try one more time and then I might have to call it a night because I'm getting a little sleepy. See if I can keep track of what's happening. There you go. Shoes. My wrong guess. It was the one next to it. Whoopsie. Well, I'm gonna give the poor alligator anxiety attack 'cause my memory's messing up already. Whoops. Alright, last one. Oh, it's the one above it. Well, I think I got it this time without messing it up, though. There you go. My shoes! There you go, buddy. I can't believe it! You found all 3 pairs of shoes that I own. Every shoe kind is represented here. Brown, sneaky, and tropical. You know, looking at them now is kind of giving me performance anxiety, actually. Maybe I should just go bare flipper like I usually do. Sorry, I'm just so nervous. I'm not thinking straight. Sorry I made you come back here for nothing, but I really appreciate what you did. Thanks. I'm so glad we met today. You're the best pal I've had in a long time. I'm getting all mushy. You get back out there and dig up more dirt, and I'll text you just before the event. See you later. I don't mind dining alone. It's serene sharing a meal with just me, myself, and I. The kind of serenity that involves not having to hear anyone else. Amen, Charlene. She's just so cool and strong. Well, here's what we have in our thing. A little glove, shoes, and a knife. I think I'm gonna probably call it here. I need to go eat, and I'm a little bit sleepy. But thank you all for tuning in and hanging out with me tonight. Hopefully I'll finish this up probably next Wednesday. So I'll do. I'll do that. I have to figure out how to do things. And how to exist as a human person. But thanks for staying and hanging out with me tonight, y'all. I appreciate it, and I appreciate all of you. I hope you have a good rest.